Hi, it's Sarah with mynaturalbabybirth.com. So today is the second video in just a little mini series about the different stages of labor. Yesterday we talked about the first stage of labor, how you know you're in it, what you can do to make it better, key things to know there. So if you missed that, check it out. It's right before this one. And so today we're going to be talking about the second stage of labor. This is active labor. This is when you know the baby is coming. The point that everyone wants to get to. Am I in labor? How do I get in labor? So when all things start picking up. So what happened medically, what's going on is active labor is defined loosely, generally around you have dilated 4 centimeters up until about 8 centimeters. This is when everything starts kicking into gear and the momentum of your delivery is imminent. What's happening? You're going to be feeling contractions. And these are vivid, strong, clear, deep in the low belly, sometimes in your low back, contractions that are consistent. They get stronger as they go along, and the timing of them gets closer and closer together. So how you know for sure that you are in active labor if you don't have someone there to check you for dilation is you can write down, get a stopwatch, and write down the time your contraction starts. You don't have to worry about timing them. That's not as important. Just write down when it starts. It'll come and go, and then write down when the next one starts. Do this for about an hour, and you can see half an hour. And if you can see consistent timings, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, and them getting slowly closer and closer together, you are most likely in active labor. Second test is you can walk around and move. If you start walking, going up and down stairs, take a stroll around the block, even getting in the tub and taking a warm bath or swimming in the water, and those contractions still stick around and they still keep getting closer and closer together, you are almost 100% for sure likely in active labor, stage 2. This is when you call the midwife. This is when you go to the hospital. Whatever your arrangements are, this is when you take care of that. Now, when you have reached about 5 to 3 minutes apart is when you want to be into the place where you plan on giving birth, whether it be a home or in your hospital, birthing center. This is when you want to start transitioning into that place. And I lost my train of thought, but this is medically where you're going to be defined as, okay, you're in active labor. They check you for how far you've dilated and you're good to go. Now, what do, right? What can you expect to feel? So think of the most painful period cramp that you've had. Most likely it came in a wave and then dropped back down. This is very similar to what actual contractions feel like, except for they are much lower down at your cervix, low belly, not just right below your belly button where your uterus was when it was really small. It's a little bit lower and it's much more intense. Every 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 minutes, you'll have one come and it kind of peaks and then it backs off and it relaxes. And what's happening is at that peak, your cervix is opening up. Think of, I forget the name of it, but like the opposite of a vice. A vice like squeezes, but this is actually it's just prying you open gradually. Kind of like how an orgasm spasms your vagina and your cervix. This is using a contraction to spasm it open, but much slower, but with a very, very similar flow of nutrients and hormones and muscle tension and contractions. This is what's going on inside of your body. You can expect to feel your blood pressure go up, your heart rate increase. If you get scared or tense, your breath increases, the rate that you're breathing. We want to calm down, because if you are in active labor and you are stressing about, oh my gosh, we gotta go, oh, I don't know what I'm feeling, what's going on inside of me, that is the exact opposite of what you want to do. If you're fearful of what you're feeling, you are automatically going to make it worse, because as soon as you fear or doubt or tense up, you're creating a blockage of all the hormones that need to flow in order to birth this baby. And the reason why so many moms have very painful experiences is because they stress, they increase their cortisol, and it fights against their body's natural ability. Right now, what you want to be doing is creating stillness and calm and peace within you. Moving is fantastic right now because you're not fully dilated, and walking will increase, very, very much so, increase and speed up your rate of labor contractions, speed up your rate of dilating, so that you can be ready to move into the third stage of labor, transitional labor, within an hour. Really. You can cut it down from the labors you hear that go on for days, really into just a couple of hours, depending on your body and your unique situation with your baby. So you want to walk right now. You want to walk as much as possible. It really, really helps. It releases the endorphins you want. It gets your mind off of what you're feeling, and you can be with someone, chat, talk about what you're feeling, and the swaying motion of walking lowers the baby in your pelvis, settles them deeper as you're dilating, and increases everything within your blood to help birth that baby. Now, alongside that, if you don't feel like walking, or you've been walking for a while, you can absolutely lay down and rest, but you want to do it in the right way. Laying on your back is the worst thing that you can do. Absolute worst thing you can do. I promise, if you lay down on your back, it's going to increase your pain. Because instead of your uterus ready to open up and let the baby slide out by being upright, it has to fight against gravity and push a baby sideways and up because of the angle of your uterus and vagina. If you're laying down on your back, you are making it 10 times harder for yourself, and that baby has to go up to get out. And your uterus make it easy for your uterus. Make it easier on yourself. If you must sit down, totally okay to sit down. Sit down on a birthing ball or sit upright. Like right now, I'm just kind of sitting here with my knees propped up, leaning back against something. Sit with your knees propped up so you're in that squat-like position while you rest. And when you're doing so, meditate, relax, visualize what brings peace to you. Visualize the moment when your baby is born and the happy joy that you're going to experience. Get excited about what is happening. This is going to be the most memorable day of your life so far. When you get yourself in a positive state, especially during active labor, I promise it will make everything easier, more relaxing, less painful, and faster. I promise. My first birth, I did everything wrong and I made it through by the skin of my teeth naturally. Second labor, I did everything I'm teaching you now, and it was the most peaceful, relaxed, and calm, easy labor of my life. So when you are in active labor, if you are not able to walk or lay down and relax and absolutely master how to relax, that's okay. You can do many, many other things. As long as you start changing positions. You can get on all fours and kind of sway back and forth. You can sit on a birthing ball. You can hang onto a birthing bar. It's kind of like a ballet bar that they attach to the end of the bed or on the wall that you can just hang onto, hang down from as you squat. You can get in a tub, a birthing tub, if you want to birth in the water, or really even just a jacuzzi that's been cleaned properly for you to labor in. The warm flow of the water helps immensely. Even in the shower, you can sway and still stand and create that movement while still being able to relax while you're in the middle of active labor. The worst, absolute worst thing you can do is lay down on your back and not move. I know it is so hard to want to get up and move around, especially if you're in the hospital and you've got the monitoring straps and bands around your belly, and the nurse wants to check you. I mean, you can work with them to be able to make it so you can move as freely as possible, and you may have to carry the monitoring strap thing with you. But even when you don't want to, I promise if you get on your feet, move as much as you can sit down and relax, even in a rocking chair during the contractions, you're going to get through your labor faster. And the more lighthearted, calm, and relaxed you can do it with peace and joy and gratitude that this baby is finally coming, you're going to support your body in doing everything it needs to do, because your body can literally push this baby out by itself without your intentional help. So active labor can feel like it goes on forever, but it is actually quicker than early labor. Active labor stage 2 can last anywhere between half an hour, a couple hours, sort of minimum, up to 24, 36 hours. But let's get you way down at the other end of the scale and have your active labor less than 6 or 8 hours, especially as a new time mom. Do all of these things. Check out my ebook at mynaturalbabybirth.com/relax on how to mastering how to relax, and you will make it. You will make it. Next time we'll talk about transitional labor, and that's the clincher, and what you can do for that, how to get through it. Let me know if you have questions, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.